welcome back to the channel. Today we've had a bit of a development, haven't we, mate?
Yeah.
Now I didn't catch it on camera, which is a shame, but so I just came and played with this. I plugged it in and I just sort of went forwards and backwards and I heard some clicking. I heard clicking, I thought, that's making an electrical connection. So luckily I was able to just work it and free it up. If you have a look down here, you can see that there's broken glass and that's jammed up in the racking there. So let's rip this seat out. So first thing we'll do, we'll just vacuum this glass up. Do you want to undo them?
Sure. Is it this way?
Yeah. So can you see the two bolts we need to undo? Do you want me to crack it?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Whoa, careful. Can't believe our luck with, I just thought I'd plug the module back in and just have a bit of a play. And just sliding it back and forwards, I could just hear click, click, click. Thought that's actually trying to work. So maybe just by tapping it last week, letting it settle, and but I could definitely hear it crunching the glass as it was moving up and down. So basically, I think what happened was when they broke into this car, they've also smashed the window, and the guy who got it off replaced that. But there's a lot of smashed glass through here. Good one. All right, rip that out. Yeah, I know, we'll clean that out. That's how it's meant to be. Can you hear the crunching? Stop that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll hold the microphone down there. It is. I need to disconnect some wiring underneath. All right, I need a screwdriver. Should get the camera under there actually, and I'll show you what happens. So what I'm going to do now, let's see if I can do this on camera. It's kind of hard to hold the camera and do stuff. So this has to come out quite a way. I think I need two hands. Got to pull that out and then this plug here will come out. There we go. Easy done. I think that just comes out now. Hold the door open for me, bud. Oh, I've got my hand stuck on that cable.
Damn, that's a lot.
All right, let's undo this. Just need to undo this. Yeah, the seat belt's connected to the seat rail there. Let's move this out of the way. Oh, that certainly will make it a lot easier. Hopefully we can have the same luck on the other side. All right, let's do a bit of a video over here. So having a bit of a look under here for how we're going to do the other side if we can't get it to drive. So this is the motor that drives it back and forwards, right? Now, this motor and this motor tilt it and lift it,
What about this one?
which means that might be for the reclining. Yeah, that's recliner. These are pivots. If I undo these two, I might be able to tilt the whole thing out of the way. And if I can tilt that out of the way, I wonder if I can get access to this motor, because I actually can pull the motor off. Here and here by looks. So there's options, but there's glass that's fallen out of the rails in here. So that's not helping. I'm not going to be able to get to both sides of that.
Wait, Dad, where are those pins that you put with the that you knocked the motor off the seat with?
Oh, wow.
Because the hammer could be with them.
Okay, that's our drive. Oh, here we go. There is a drive. But into the gearbox. Oh, wow. I might be able to drive the motor via this. Oh man, highly unlikely. You got distracted? What did you get distracted by? Like, oh, there's a car calendar. One, two, there. No, not going to work. Grr. So this is the motor out of the seat we've just removed, and it drives, it's got a flexible drive shaft here that it just spins and that goes into a gearbox. Now, this actually plugs into this side as well. So I'm wondering whether we can use this on that one, if I've got the room, to maybe have a drill or something attached to this and maybe rotate it. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it, mate? It's so tight on space under there though, because I can't lift it as well. So I don't know, we'll have a bit of a look. Oh. How's it looking?
Yeah, cool.
You sure? All right, so I've got the air drill in underneath, but I'm actually connected to this motor, which is going to be for the lifting up and down, of which it's not doing a great job of that anyway, because I want to actually get to the motor that's here. But if I'm working from the front, I've got to get right down to here. So I'm in a lot of trouble there. Now I wonder if I can just get a cable with a 1/8 drive, flexible drive, to somehow connect onto it and just use it from miles out with a drill. I don't know. It's worth a shot. It's not happening today. I need to have a bit of a look around. But we've got one seat out. I think I might put this all back together, and that might be it for the day. Yeah, all right.
Can you put the link of the Think Racing on the bottom?
Oops.
And at the end of the video we can say like about Think, and then like get some merchandise.
Yep.
And go to the app to follow your driver.
Do you want to do that?
I don't want to say it.
Why not? You're good at it.
Can you please?
It's this way.
And then I can show the merchandise.
Oh, we should have had a look for a screw.
Why?
For this, for where this bolts on. Bolts on through here. We've probably vacuumed it up if it was in there. Just need to vacuum this up because there's glass on the floor. That's all come out of the tracks. That runs okay now. Look at that, plenty of room. Whoops.
Did you put the seat back in?
Oh, it's just sitting in there. All right. So, there's a bit of room. Yeah, but you're gonna have to turn and face the camera like that.
Kind
Though.
of stand here.
Oh, okay, hang on. So I think we're done here for today. We got one seat out. I've had a bit of a look at the other side. I think maybe I could work something. It's pretty tough. There's no room, can't reach in there. I was hoping I could just dislodge it like I did on this side. I think we just got lucky. But this seat is now fully functioning. So it was just the glass that had gotten in there. Hopefully the other side's the same, but how do I dislodge the glass? I don't know. But before we finish, put a bit of a shout out to Stu, who raced in the Fink Desert Rally last week. Yeah, last weekend I think it was. Finished second in class, so he was in the Polaris.
Polaris RZR.
He was in a Polaris RZR, but there's if they had a prefix of 66 to their number,
Yes,
so was he?
6683.
He was 6683. Broke down about a kilometre.
Yeah, kilometre round.
About a kilometre before the finish line, and I think it was just a belt had slipped off. They quickly jumped out, got it all back up and running, and crossed the line 6 seconds in front of third. So they just held on, but it was nearly, could have, sometimes, you know, these things happen in racing. Also bought a bit of a gift back for Blake for his birthday. So we've got some merch from the Fink Desert Rally. You got a hat as well, but where's that? It's not here. Yeah, he did really well, Stu did. Might see if I've got some footage of his finish of the race. Maybe I'll splice it in at the end of this. Turn around, you got Fink on the back as well.
Oh yeah.
So you got the Fink, and just hold it. There we go. Do a bit of a Kmart pose. Go like this. Points, pretend to point. That's what you do. All right, so we're done. One seat out. Got to work out the other one. Slow and steady. We're not in any rush. It's winter. We're fighting off being sick. This is a convertible. We want it for summer. So we've got a couple of months. So lucky because, you know, we are very slow. Kid Sport will do that to you. All right, so. Yo. No, you got to cover it.
The long story short there is the John River Dash, another race that's really cranking along at the moment with the desert stuff. And it's great to see these big desert gurus come out and have a crack at a couple of different races. There's also some awesome ones, isn't it? Like, you know, Fink has such a steeped history that it's created some legends that have been racing, you know. These names, we talk about Ben Graham, Ben Grabbo. That's so cool that he's out.
Callum Norton is such a good guy, and that hard charge in prologue to come through to P2 on a pretty sketchy track by that stage. I think everybody had some scary moments on that, but yeah, for him to pick up that pace after having that off is quite amazing to come through in P2.
It really is. Hey, Kate, how good is this action right here? We've got a trophy truck running, but we've also got one of those little Polarises. Now, I'd almost bet that that's one of our sports, not our turbos. It's an earlier XP looking at the front of that, but unfortunately, all the way home and then stopped. Oh, man, again, we talk about that time and time again, how heartbreaking that be. Hopefully they can get that sorted, but again, Kate, this is one of the awesome things that we see now is this stadium area. Back in the day, it was just two S's that flowed in. Now, that was awesome, but you couldn't sit on the bleacher, really just a couple of speedway corners. Now we get to see them jump, dive, hit some berms. This area is just so awesome. And then in between, you get to sit on the big screen. Probably the only downside is you got to listen to Josh and I waffle on.
Oh, you guys are so full of such great
Full of something.
intel.
You're absolutely right. Full of something.
Anything could have come out of my mouth just then, but no, it's been so great to listen to you guys inform the fans of about so much, about every single truck and vehicle that goes by. So much rich information, and it really paints a picture.
Yeah, listen, one of the turbo buggies, trucks coming through there, and it is so cool to see that. It's actually the ex-Denny Brown car, that one. I believe it had some later built stuff on it and came out of America, but it's good to see Chris Roche. He's realised that's UTV surgery. So it's very cool to see Stephen Walton in the passenger seat of the 407.
Yeah, you were talking about that Honda being quite unique as well.
A Talon, that's exactly right. I'd never seen a Honda Talon before. As you said, the 663-4 now home in Alice Springs, which is awesome. And they've had them in America for a couple of years. They actually got a Kawasaki side-by-side as well. And for whatever reason, they don't seem to be just cranking in Australia. So it was really cool to see that Honda come out and Talon, because they've got a really good name over in America in the power sports. Because as you guys no doubt know, the American power sports industry is completely nuts. Like, there has to be a billion flying side-by-sides at Glamis on any given weekend, particularly on a big weekend. You know, this power sports sector now, and we're seeing it in Australia with our race crews. You know, it wasn't so long ago, but you've got Lone Star. You look at an American race now, and the UTV, let's use American slang. They call it UTV. Here we call it side-by-sides, but you know, that UTV category over there is just absolutely packed, and it's so good to see that development coming down to Australia. Again, Kate, I don't know how long you've been following Fink, but it wasn't so long ago that if you ran 3 hours in a UTV, you were like one of the top competitors in the side-by-side class. I'm only talking about 8 years ago. And now you look at it, they're running down that 202. Actually, in fact, and I was telling Josh this story before, I had to eat my words because they told me that a UTV at some point at Fink was going to run 2 hours. I said, there is not a chance that will ever happen. Like, a 2 hour flat. Well, it seems that they are at a 2 hour flat. Probably next year you'll see them run in an hour 50 something, which is absolutely nuts.
The development is insane, just year on year. I mean, what times are we going to see? Like, where does it max out?
Well, this is the other thing that I just don't understand is, like, Toby and Greg both are listed as 6-litre motors. You know, now what happens if Toby builds a new 7-litre, gets another 200 horsepower in that trophy truck? He's already running in the 136, 130, whatever that time was. I'll have a look up, but a 143 on the way home. But you know, like, once you get down into that 130 mark, that's just absolutely nuts. It wasn't so long again. Again, the time that Travis Robertson ran was a 146, I believe, to run the fastest time one way ever. So, you know, to think that that's now, that's the top 3 all ran, top 4 today all ran faster than that. So crazy, isn't it, to think that speed's now available? So, and that's passing cars in the dust.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, is it money? Money helps. Money helps everything.
Definitely development too, though. We actually had really good on our Dirtbags podcast. We actually had Craig Lowndes on Monday, which was it was exactly a week ago now, and it was interesting to talk to him. He's with KRE and doing engine development, and even we were just talking about, like in a street car, if you had 500 horsepower, say 15 years ago, you had a really fast street car, whereas now, a lot of those NA cars are now running 900 horsepower turbo cars. Anyway, let's not get off track, but essentially